Great new day to all my self-care family and friends. Welcome to another episode of the Room to Breathe podcast. I am your host, Life Coach 614, and I am so thrilled to have each and every one of you here with us today. Whether you are tuning in for a dose of inspiration or just a moment of calm, you're in the right place. Now, before we dive into today's episode, just a quick reminder. If you're enjoying the show, don't forget to tap the screen, like, comment, and share. Your support helps us to connect with more amazing people like you. And if we're not friends already, be sure to give us a follow, subscribe to our channel, so that way you never miss out on our latest content. I also invite you to visit our website at theselfcareclub.org. We have some awesome affirmative apparel and other motivational merch, including music, as well as a bunch of free resources waiting just for you. It's all about empowering yourself and embracing your journey. No matter what challenges you are currently facing in life, remember that you're not alone on this path. We're in this together, supporting and uplifting each other every step of the way. It is time for us to choose to prioritize our well-being, to embrace our growth, and to find peace in the present moment. So let's get ready to breathe, reflect, and grow together.
In the quiet moments, that's where I'll find a little room to breathe, leave it all behind. Give me room to breathe, I need some time to heal my heart, to clear my mind. Gonna love myself, yeah, I believe in the power of me. Just give me room to breathe.
Okay, so y'all listen. Y'all get y'all's fingers ready to add this to the chat, honey, because this topic, we finna be on one. Mr. Jackson, welcome in. I see them green hearts, sir. Okay, you ready? Y'all, the topic of discussion for today. The topic for today, y'all. Don't be afraid to be expensive. Let me let that sit there for a minute. Don't be afraid to be expensive. Come on, Kale. Y'all add that to the chat. Baby, in all caps, y'all say that loud for the people in the back. Because that's some good stuff right there, Perk, right? Don't be afraid to be expensive. True said don't be cheap. Yeah, that's how you heard it. I receive it, sis. Don't be cheap. Don't be afraid to be expensive, y'all. Now, y'all listen. All right, let's get comfortable because today, baby, we're gonna talk about something that so many of us struggle with, right? Something that we honestly, I feel like is not really talked about enough, right? And that's knowing our worth. Knowing our worth. And not just knowing it, but like owning it out loud. Right? Like owning it. Here's what I'm getting at. Why do so many of us feel guilty for setting boundaries? Right? Like, why do we feel so guilty setting boundaries? For saying no. Right? Why do we feel so guilty when we tell people, that's too low? Or by telling people, no, that's not for me. When did putting a value on ourselves become something that we should feel bad about? Think about this. Each one of us has spent years building who we are. Right? All the learning, all the missteps that we've made, every late night and early morning, all of that has been adding to our worth over the years. It's like a slow burn investment in ourselves, right? Thank you, Wanda girl. A slow investment, right? Slow and steady wins the race. And yet, all of a sudden, we feel this pull to play small, round down, or to make other people comfortable even when it costs us. Why? Right? Because somewhere along the line, we started believing the lie that we're asking for too much. Over the years, people have told us that we're asking for too much. And so now all of a sudden we've started believing it. Right? And so here's where I want us to start today. Right? Because we're going to, first and foremost, we're going to unsubscribe from that mess. Right? So we are going to press the virtual unsubscribe button, because I'm not hearing that anymore, right? I'm no longer subscribing to that. I need to dim my light so you can shine bright. I don't want that package, right? So y'all, everybody in the chat, I want y'all to unsubscribe. Type unsubscribe. Right? We don't want that package anymore. And see, I know that over the years, people have sold you things that weren't for you. And we believed it. We thought we were doing the right thing. We thought we were aligning with the right thing, y'all. So we clicked where they told us to click, and we didn't really understand what we were signing up for, right? But I'm here to guide y'all through the right way. That's right, Brooks. Unsubscribe, honey. I'm here to guide y'all through the right way, because we're going to unsubscribe to that light dimming mentality. Right? So today, y'all, after y'all unsubscribe, right? Just virtually unsubscribe, y'all. I want us to start with some affirmations that are declarations of our worth, right? Because sometimes you need to hear it over and over again to actually believe it. Because see, all these years of people dimming your light, these are people who have constantly tried to dim your light day after day after day, and those days have turned to months, and those months have turned to years, right? And so it's going to take some time for us to undo it. There are a lot of habits and patterns that we are going to have to unlearn, right? So today we're going to begin with some affirmations to help you with that, right? And I want you guys to be able to say these things over and over again until you actually believe it. Some of you may want to grab a pen, write these down. I'm going to give you 5 simple affirmations to work through. But even if you're not writing them down, listen, I want y'all to say these affirmations with me out loud or in your head, wherever you are right now. I want you to repeat after me. I am worthy of every boundary I set, and I honor the space I create for myself. Come on, y'all. I am worthy of every boundary I set, and I honor the space I create for myself. One more time. I am worthy of every boundary I set, and I honor the space I create for myself. And I want y'all to think about what that means. Because we know that boundaries aren't walls, right? They're reminders that we value our time, our energy. So every no is like telling yourself, I matter. So say it out loud. I am worthy of every boundary I set. And I'm honoring the space that I'm creating for myself. We're saying yes to us. And maybe, you know what? Unfortunately, I told you no today. But that meant I also told me yes today. And I matter too, right? Number 2. Thanks, Perk. Number 2. My work, time, and energy are valuable, and I deserve to be compensated accordingly. I know that hit some of y'all. Let's try it again, y'all. My work, my time, and my energy are valuable, and I deserve to be compensated accordingly. One more time. my work, time, and energy are valuable, and I deserve to be compensated accordingly. See, y'all, that's a big one right there, right? When we know that we bring value, right? When we know that we bring value to a situation, it's easier to ask for the compensation that reflects that. When you know your worth, it is easy to demand what you are worth, right? It's not about greed. It's about alignment. If you're putting in real work, then real compensation is more than fair, right? My time and my energy are valuable. I am valuable. Because guess what? Whether y'all know it or not, you are a limited edition. There can never be another you. I know that I bring something to the table, right? I know that I add value in every situation that I'm in. So I want what's mine. I'm out here putting in real work. I really want to be compensated because my time, my energy, my work is valuable. Number 3, y'all. Number 3, I trust myself to make decisions that reflect my worth and support my well-being. I trust myself to make decisions that reflect my worth and support my well-being. One more time. I trust myself to make decisions that reflect my worth and support my well-being. Trusting ourselves is huge. And sometimes saying no feels scary because we doubt if it's the right choice, right? But remember, if you're making choices that honor your boundaries, they're good choices. Welcome back, Smarter Girl. Thank you. If you are making choices that honor your boundaries, then you are making good choices. 10 out of 10. No doubt about it. Okay? So say it with me. I trust myself. I trust myself. I trust myself. Thank you. See, the times in the past where you've made decisions that have not been well, it's because you were putting your trust in someone else. Think about it. All of these times where you were left disappointed after you made a decision, it wasn't because you made a decision that was true to you. You made a decision based off of someone else, and it led you wrong. And so the reason why many of us have these personal trust issues with ourselves is because we've been spending so much time following and believing and trusting everyone else. We've been so busy people pleasing that all of a sudden we're the ones left feeling disappointed, and now all of a sudden we think that we can't believe what we say. We think that we can't trust ourselves, and that's not the case. So again, you have to trust yourself to make decisions that reflect your worth. And see, there's something powerful in that. It reflects your worth, meaning it's going to show my value. It is going to show my worth to the world. And it's going to support your well-being. So I'm going to reflect my worth, which means I'm going to show up unapologetically me. I'm going to show up being who I am. Hey, baby. And I'm going to make decisions that support my well-being. So if saying no to them is what it takes to say yes to me, then that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Right? Because I trust myself. I trust myself. And I forgive myself for the times that I made decisions and then I did things that didn't align with who I was. I forgive myself for not knowing better. But now I do know better, so I'm going to do better. And I trust myself. Right, Butter? Number 4, y'all. Number 4, and I want everybody to type this because I need y'all to hear yourselves say this one. I am allowed to say no without guilt or apology. I am allowed to say no without guilt or apology. I don't need to give you an explanation because no is a complete sentence, right? So I am allowed to say no without guilt or apology. And y'all, like, how freeing is this one? Being able to just say no and stand on it? No, period. I said what I said. Question asked, answer given, right? So, no apologies, no guilt. We talk about being unapologetic, right? Just a simple no. Because what you're explaining does not align. Right? Like, no lie, y'all. By show of green hearts, who already feels how good that is? Right? Some of you, just the thought of saying no to some people in your life, just the thought of it, not even actually doing it, just the thought of saying no already feels like a weight being lifted off of you. Thank you, girl. Wanda girl. Just the thought of telling some people no make you feel better, right? So again, just a simple no in a situation where it doesn't really align with who you are. You felt that? You felt that weight being lifted? Just the idea of knowing that I'm allowed to say no. I'm allowed to say no. In any situation, I'm allowed to say no. We started this live today by unsubscribing. And we choose to unsubscribe because we are allowed to say no. I'm allowed to set boundaries. It's okay for me to protect my peace. I am my most valuable resource. So I deserve to set these boundaries. I deserve to make sure that these boundaries that I'm setting align with who I am. That my boundaries reflect my worth. Shit, it's okay if I'm expensive. Right? True powers? It's okay to be expensive. As my girl on the South Side said, don't be cheap. Number 5, y'all. Let's get into this last affirmation. One of my favorites. Because, baby, I don't chase, I attract, okay? Number 5. I attract people and opportunities that respect my boundaries and value my contribution. I attract people and opportunities that respect my boundaries and value my contribution. Yeah, I'm going to repeat it again, but I need y'all to let this one sink in. I attract people and opportunities that respect my boundaries and value my contribution. So not only are the people that I'm attracting in my life, not only are they respecting my boundaries, the lines that I have drawn, but they find value in what I'm giving out. Come on, Self-Care Club. Because honestly, if someone doesn't respect your boundaries or value your worth, what are they doing? Why are they here? Like, who sent you? Right? Because if they can't respect your boundaries and value your worth, then they're not aligned with you. We're not the same. They not like us, y'all. Keep it moving. And you got to say it with conviction. I attract people who respect my boundaries and value my contribution. Because see, I know my worth. Mr. Awesome, I know my worth, right? And I've added tax because over these last 45 years, I fell for a lot of bullshit, right? I've had my fair share of mess and stress and drama. So not only do I know my worth, but y'all, after this last 45 years, I'm entering year 46 adding tax. Consider it a cost of living increase. Because I know my worth. Yeah, I got you. I know my worth. And you know, it took me some years to understand that my worth was established at birth. But baby, I know now there's no going back. There's no going back. So remember, guys, affirmations are a very powerful tool. But we need to understand that those affirmations that we speak, those are more than just words, right? And we need more than just the affirmations. We need action to go with it. So not only are we setting our intentions and we're manifesting what we want in life, we are speaking it from our mouth to God's ears. But we know that faith without work is dead. So we also got to get up and put in that work, y'all. Right? So we've affirmed this is what we want. Lord, this is the direction that we are heading. This is the path that we are choosing. We are putting that out into the atmosphere. But now that we have those 5 affirmations, we also need 5 actionable steps. Because we got to get up. We got to get out. We got to do something, y'all. Right? We got to work these affirmations out, honey. So here's what I want to suggest, y'all. 5 actionable steps where we can begin to put these affirmations into motion. All right? So let's start with tip number 1. Tip number 1. Hey, Smarty Marty. Tip 1. Define your worth. Add that to the chat, y'all. Tip number 1. Define your worth. Y'all, and I mean, literally, I want y'all to write it down. As my sis Smarter says, y'all got to write it down and make it plain, honey. Okay, we're going to put it on paper. And so I want each and every one of you to spend some time, maybe in a journal, on your phone. Your phone ain't working, use your iPad, right? Wherever. I want you to spend some time writing down and defining your worth. I want you to make a list of your skills, your unique qualities, every single bit of experience that you bring to the table. This list should include all of it, the big things, the small things, because sometimes we actually overlook what we're capable of, right? We overlook what we're capable of because we've spent so much time comparing ourselves to what someone else is doing. We've spent so much time dimming our light for other people, right? So by taking the time to make a list of what you are capable of. Thank you, Walker. Right? Celebrating all that you are and all that you do. And you know, maybe you're a great listener. Or maybe you've mastered a skill. Maybe you have the gift of bringing people together, right? I want you to write it all down. This is your value. And this is your personal reminder of who you are. And, we write it down because sometimes seeing it in black and white makes it harder to ignore. So again, I want each and every one of you to start by defining your worth. Put it on paper. Get it out. Tip number 2. Set clear boundaries. Set clear boundaries. And y'all don't have to go in with a list of 42 boundaries. Baby, keep it simple. Let's just pick one boundary to set this week. Maybe it's logging off work at a certain time, not responding to texts after hours, or deciding not to sign up for projects that don't excite you. Right? We're all going to choose one boundary to set this week. Start small, understanding that every single boundary is an act of self-respect towards yourself. And we've already made a list to show, our worth. So we need to now understand that as we set this boundary for this week, that is an act of self-respect to me because I deserve this. And each boundary that we set for ourselves helps us to stand a little taller, helps our light to shine a little bit brighter. Setting boundaries is about creating a structure that protects our time and our energy. Okay? Hey, Zeta. So again, tip number 2 was to set clear boundaries. And this week our challenge is to set one. Now listen, if you are an expert and you want to go all in, there's no end. But for those of you who are new to this boundary setting, I don't want to overwhelm you. Just set one. And for some of us, tip number 3 is that boundary we need to set, right? Tip number 3 is to practice saying no. I mean, Brooks, it could. I'm just saying, if that's the life you want to live. Tip number 3, practice saying no. And y'all, I know that this can be a hard one, especially because we've been saying yes for quite a long time, right? So for my people pleasers out there, I know this one is difficult, but it's not impossible because we've already established that the word impossible says I'm possible. So I want you to try it. Start with a small no this week, right? Start with a tiny no. And I want you to feel the relief that follows it, right? Maybe someone asks you for a favor and it just doesn't fit into your schedule. Or there's an event that really doesn't light you up. You're not really looking forward to it. Give yourself permission to decline. Give yourself permission to say no. Understanding that it's your time, it's your energy, and you deserve to use it in a manner that fulfills you. So we're going to practice saying no. Now the 4th tip that I have, y'all have already defined your worth, right? And number 1, that 4th tip that I have for you today is to charge what you're worth. Mika, welcome in, sis. I want y'all to charge what you're worth. Remember, we started this out. The whole topic today was don't be afraid to be expensive, right? So tip number 4 is to charge what you are worth. So all my freelancers, content creators, business owners, or anyone else who sets their own rates, this specifically applies to you. Okay? So for small business owners, right? Content creators, come on, Southside, we know. I need for you to take a look at your prices and be real with yourself. Does what you're charging reflect how expensive you are? Does what you're charging reflect your experience, your value? And if not, it's time to make some adjustments. And of course, we understand that, yeah, you might lose a few clients, but the ones who stick around will be the ones who see your worth. And trust me, they're the ones that you want in your corner anyway. Have you ever noticed that as a small business owner, you talk to your existing friends and family and you tell them what you're doing and everybody tries to discount your price? They want a deal. They want a discount. Right, Code Mom? You like, oh yeah, I got this and it's, it's $25, and they're like, oh, 25. Shoot, I could get that up the street for 20. Then take your ass up the street and get it for 20. Right? Now all of a sudden they got you second guessing yourself. Well, is 25 too much? Should I only be charging 20? Now all of a sudden I'm thinking I need to chop myself up into a bite-sized piece so it'll be easier for someone else to swallow, right? It is time for us to begin to charge what we are worth. Because think about it, especially for us, us business owners who literally have to pour in countless hours researching, perfecting our skill, right? Only for someone else to come and say, well, it shouldn't cost that much. Yeah, Kale says you are your own business. You are your own business. What you give the world is your product. Come on now. Come on. True said, I'm hard to swallow. I'm not for everybody. Baby, I'm expensive. Right? I'm expensive because I'm valuable and I know my worth. It's so funny because as a life coach, when I'm talking to people and I tell people, well, on average, I charge about $50 an hour. And they're like, oh my God, $50. And I'm like, yes, baby, only $50. Right? Because I know my worth. See, people don't think about how much it costs me to go to school to get the certifications that I have. People don't pay attention that I don't just have one certification, I have 13. Right? They don't understand the hours that it takes to go into that. So when I tell people my price, I used to dim my light. Come on, True. She said, I'm quite exquisite, baby. Right? So I used to dim my light for people and tell people that, hey, well, what can you afford? Baby, I'm not negotiating. My educators did not say, well, Shantae, what can you afford? They said the price is the price, and when you get your money up, come back. They didn't say, well, we're gonna go ahead and give you this degree. No, they said, well, this is how much it costs. Stack your coins and come back and holler at us. You see what I'm saying? So why are we discounting ourselves for people? Why are we chopping ourselves up into easy to chew pieces? Knowing that once these people chew us up, they just gonna spit us out anyway. We know what the outcome is. They're going to use us for their own personal gain. Baby, at least if I'm gonna be used, let me get what I'm worth. Personal gain. Baby, at least if I'm gonna be used, let me get what I'm worth. Right? So I always know that there will always be people who still want to meet with me and talk to me. But listen, if you're gonna use me to better yourself, right? So I always know that there will always be people who still want to meet with me and talk to me. But listen, if you're going to use me to better yourself, at least let me get what I am worth. Right? So tip number 4 that I want to remind you again is to charge what you are worth. Know your worth. Come on, Cold Mom. And finally, tip number 5. Surround yourself with supportive people. Thank you, Smarty Girl. Surround yourself with supportive people. And this one is big, y'all, okay? This might seem easy, but those who know this is a big one. It is so much harder to stand firm in your worth if you're surrounded by people who don't get it. So I encourage you to find people who respect your boundaries, people who lift you up, people who see your value. Because these people then become your foundation, right? And with them around, standing up for you becomes like second nature. So you want to surround yourself with people who align with you. Because as you're trying to weed out these other people, it'll make it so much easier to tell the real from the fake. Because here's the truth, y'all. When we keep undervaluing ourselves, we're teaching everyone else to do the same. Every single time that we shrink to make other people comfortable, we are telling ourselves that our needs are less important. But I want you to know that your worth is so much more than you might have ever given yourself credit for. So, if you've been holding back on asking for what you're worth, if you've been holding back from setting boundaries, this is your permission slip to go for it. This is your permission slip to go for it. To say it loud and to say it proud, I am unapologetically expensive. I am unapologetically expensive. I am a limited edition. I am an exclusive model, right? And yeah, we might lose some people along the way, but trust me, the people who really see your worth, the people who really value you, they'll stay. So go ahead, y'all take these affirmations, y'all take these tips, and y'all go practice, and you start honoring your value. Because you are worth every last bit of it. So I want you guys to go out there and show the world exactly who you are. Be unapologetically expensive. And as we wrap up today's episode, I just want to take this opportunity to say that I see each and every one of you and I value your presence. Because each and every one of your presence is truly a gift in my life. So I thank you all for being here today, not just for showing up for me, but more importantly for showing up for you, day after day. If you've enjoyed our time together and we're not friends already, be sure to give me a follow, subscribe to our channel, so that way you never miss out on our latest content. And don't forget to visit our website at theselfcareclub.org. We've got some affirmative apparel and other motivational merch, including music, as well as a treasure trove of free resources designed just for you. Whether you are looking to elevate your self-care game or you just want to find some extra inspiration to get you through the day, know that we've got you covered. I thank each and every one of you for being a valuable part of the Self-Care Club community. I am excited to connect with you all again soon. But until next time, I encourage you to keep breathing, stay positive, and know that you will always be supported here at the Self Care Club. Don't be afraid to take up space and make a little room for you to breathe. I pray that you all have an amazing day on purpose, filled with purpose, and most importantly, don't be afraid to be expensive.